So the title of this book is Second Takeoff, Strategies for Malaysia's Economic Resurgence. The idea of second takeoff is that there was a first takeoff. This book is actually a compilation of 33 articles. We brought together 33 articles that I have published. Some of them, most of the articles were published over the last year or so since I joined meeting in December 2022, although there were some articles which came from older time. We included one piece which I published in 2004. And there were several pieces which was published before 2018. But otherwise, most of the articles were published in the last 18 months since the unity government. The introduction piece and the final piece, which I titled Solidarity, I think these are the two pieces which if you are not reading anything else, at least you can try to read these two. The introduction piece, I explain the overall opportunity for Malaysia, where if we get it right this time, if we get the labor part right, if we get the technology part right, and if this nation is not just user of technology, but we actually innovate as well, this opportunity afforded to Malaysia because of global circumstances will help us to have a second economic takeoff. So that was the broad piece that I put in the introduction. In the final postscript, which I called Solidarity, I was trying to explain my personal life, what I've experienced as a kid, and also my aspiration. I want to see more Malaysians getting paid better. I want to see more Malaysians feeling economically secure. Once they feel economically secure, their children will live a better life and will be in a better cycle, in a better and a virtuous cycle, and that will be the basis of a much better nation. So when we think of economy, I like how the Prime Minister puts it. In the Madani economy framework, it is about raising the ceiling and raising the floor. We will have to consider economy in these two dimensions. That means you cannot just talk about raising growth rate without thinking of how to raise the floor. We have to do it together so that it fits back into a more secure society. Because whatever we see globally, the right-wing populism, the trouble that various developed countries they are facing. They are facing a society which are insecure, and the marginalized, the forgotten people, the people who are forgotten by global economy, reacted and caused right-wing populism, caused all sort of what they call reaction to globalization. And as a nation, we do not want to go through that. And in order not to go through that, we need to create an economic environment that build a middle class and create a situation where most of the people, particularly those in the middle class, do not have to fear for their economic future. Now, what Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar wants to do, which he articulated in Economic Madani or Madani Economic Framework, and then coupled with NETR and the new Industrial Master Plan, is this idea that we could engineer a second economic takeoff. Again, when we go back to the 80s, there were global factors, the appreciation of yen. The global factor now is US-China conflict. The US-China conflict or competition has now created space for other countries to also create industries, or at least to have some industry that is not all concentrated in China. So China is no longer seen by the US supply chain, the Western supply chain, as the factory of the world, and therefore opening up some space for countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, Mexico, and many other countries. But of course, this is not easy because the conflict is more serious compared to the 80s. Yeah, so managing US-China conflict is not easy for a country like us. But nonetheless, there is an opening, there is an opportunity for Malaysia. And Prime Minister, through, as I mentioned, Madani Economic Framework, NETR, NIMP 2030, the whole idea is we want to graduate from middle income trap. We want to graduate from the middle income trap so that we move to a more virtuous cycle, so that we become more productive, higher productivity, adopt a lot more technology, pay people better, pay workers better, pay Malaysian workers a lot better, and we become a much stronger economy through a virtuous cycle. And in order to facilitate that, you need higher investment. You need higher technology adoption. You need to do things differently. So that perhaps is the gist of the book.
Thank you.